Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Otavio, and today I'm here to share a little bit of my own experience and impressions of this pandemic and also how Brazil is reacting to that. Well, right after the World Health Organization declared by the middle of March last month that this was a pandemic, our governmental actions escalated very quickly. So a few days after that, my classes at the university were canceled. I am a fifth year law student at the University of Brasilia, and I was in my last term, so I hope this thing goes out quickly. But I understand that for now, this is a necessary measure. But from that moment on, our federal and local government have been in an intense discussion about what's the best strategy to address this pandemic problem. And thankfully, the strategy recommended by the health authorities in the world have prevailed, which was the quarantine, the lockdown. And most people are cooperating. I guess the most recent data shows up that 60% of the Brazilians are at home. Of course, there are those who work in essential businesses, but that's already a significant number. And by the moment I'm recording this video, Brazil has approximately 70,000 cases, confirmed cases of COVID-19, and something around 4.6 thousand deaths already. So yeah, that's sad. And but beyond this public health crisis and this huge economic crisis that will come in the next months, and we are witnessing, for example, recently the oil crisis. The price of the oil has gone negative. That's insane if you study history of prices, of oil prices. But I guess we can take some short lessons and reflections about it. So this is the first major pandemic in this new globalized technological world. Of course, we had pandemics before, but not like this and not in this context. And as you may know, Brazilians are quite sociable. So I would say people are struggling at home, staying alone at home in their homes, not being able to interact with other people. But thanks God, we have technology, we have internet today. And that's actually interesting because we are witnessing today an unprecedented influx of data, of access to online platforms, to applications. People are being forced to go online, basically. In my case, for example, I've been working at home, but because what I was doing can be done online. So that's part of it. Not everyone can do that. And I think a very interesting question being raised right now is about the role of the state, because up until recently, I think in most of Western countries, the role of the state, the presence of the state was being highly questionable, especially in the economy. And of course, these ideas, these movements of thought, this perception is always variant. There's a theory that history is a pendulum, and that's completely true if you look at the history of ideas. But here in Brazil, at least, we were in this moment where the state was being quite questioned, and from one moment to the other, the presence and the importance of state have resurged very strongly. So as the major player in this crisis. And also in the same discussion, there is the thing about privacy and surveillance, because one of the most important weapons against the COVID-19 is information, is quality information. So now some governments around the world are being very successful in addressing this problem by collecting massive quantities of data from their citizens. But there's also this thing that the question if this data that was collected during this crisis, how is it going to be dealt after the crisis, if this kind of information is going to still be collected after the problem is gone. This is another thing, another concern we should be careful about. But I think a new world is being shaped. And most importantly, we must learn from this experience and be prepared for the next pandemics. Prepare our health, our public health systems, and set up protocols, public protocols to address it. Well, that's it. And if anyone has any question, I'm available at social media. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much.